Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to a WFSO reaction, like wrestling edition of it. Um, I'm gonna be watching the video for the first time. So it says like 10 things female wrestlers are forbidden to do in WWE. Probably today, but probably some of the stuff they did in the past. They was like kind of raunchy and all that other stuff. And some people miss that. I kind of do in a way too, but I understand that you gotta like move forward. But like I say, I wouldn't mind seeing it again, but who knows? But here's the video, and I'm just gonna talk through with it and just see what they say.
WWE is in the late stages of the women's evolution, where the women are finally getting the same chances as the men and are often in the main events. As a result, they've managed to put the days of being seen as eye candy behind them and are acknowledged as amazing wrestlers. However, back then and even now, there have been rules set for these stars. This is wrestling up near things female wrestlers in WWE are not allowed to do. Before we get into the rest of the video, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Hub and turn on all notifications to stay up to date with everything in the world of pro wrestling.
Oh, here's sloppy.
If you're a female wrestler or talent in WWE, you must be looking your best. In fact, Renee Young, after leaving the company, shared her experience in seeing Vince McMahon and revealed she was not allowed to see the WWE chairman unless she had her makeup on. Little me is walking around backstage with a
That's
clean face,
stupid.
squeaky clean, and he comes walking down the hallway, and I'm like, hi. And I don't remember who it was with him, but they said Vince should not see you without makeup on. You should be fully done. Young also revealed that
That's
when Vince did
stupid.
see her without makeup, he did not react in any way whatsoever, though other officials backstage made sure that she followed this rule as long as she worked for the company.
That's the stupid. That's the stupidest thing I ever heard.
Not just unpredictable relapses, all these other things too.
You're right.
While there are no rules that stop wrestlers from dating each other anymore, that is not the case with full-time workers. Apparently, wrestlers, broadcasters, and other co-workers in WWE are considered to be part-time and they are free to date one another. Full-time workers like producers, writers, and other executives are off limits. Female
Oh,
wrestlers, or even other wrestlers for that matter, are not allowed to date full-time WWE workers as they may gain favoritism.
oh wow.
Stephanie McMahon is Vince McMahon's daughter, and while she is one of the people that has been leading WWE women through their revolution, she has problems of her own. She has been a force backstage for the creative team and commands respect. WWE star Caitlyn went to talk with Stephanie when she was already in a conversation. This made Stephanie angry, and later she took a shot at Caitlyn in an in-ring segment, saying she would never interrupt her again. As if that was not enough, Caitlyn coincidentally lost her title after this and somehow never rose to the same prominence. According to the Sportster, Stephanie has the final say when it comes to any storyline which involved female stars. With that, the careers of the women were dependent on how Stephanie thought of them.
Oh God. Really? Dress code.
Female talent have said Vince McMahon thinks they need to maintain an appearance for the company even when they're not working and are traveling. Originally, the rule was to dress casually but nicely. However, thanks to male stars dressing too casually, the rule had to be changed. What happened was, after a while, there was the we'll dress casually but nice, we're traveling. Then the guys started coming off with cut-off shorts, obnoxious comments on t-shirts, and that was when Vince McMahon was like, that's it. You guys represent this brand of WWE. We call you superstars, but you're not dressing as a superstar, he said. Once you leave the house, you're representing the brand, then through the airport, anywhere you're traveling, wherever. I want you to be dressing up nicely. And the guys definitely, and the girls, we were like, what? Because we kept saying, all right, I get it. And I always look nice. Like for the females, we dressed in high heel shoes. And we're driving like 2,300 miles. And I drove by myself a lot, so I'm thinking, holy crap, what if something happens to me on the side of the road and I'm dressed like a little. Back in the day, Vince McMahon was involved in several storylines with female stars, and for the women, they were not allowed to say no if Vince was getting involved. One controversial TV moment saw Vince in one segment with Trish Stratus where he forced her to strip in the ring and bark like a dog. Trish talked about that segment and how women have come a long way from that moment. It was funny because my character did an evolution, but the women's division and the way women were viewed also did an evolution. So for that moment, it was like, yes, he degraded me. Then there was that moment where my character was like, I'm not taking this anymore. She stood up to Vince, slapped him at WrestleMania 17, the biggest stage of all, and moved on to become a full-time wrestler on her own. That's what Trish Stratus did. But for us, that's what we did too. The women were simply storylines. They were on the side. Now we are actually a viable part of the program.
Through ancestry.
I hate commercials.
Who had been in one of the first African American bands to tour.
Oh boy. Ticket's about to go big. Boo.
Ring gear is not the most modest, but when it comes to the modern era, it's nothing compared to the past. Tori Wilson, Sable, Trish Stratus, Lita, Dawn Marie, and more were involved in segments and storylines where they competed in matches where they were stripped of their clothing. At one point, some women even flashed on live TV. Stars nowadays are supposed to dress more modestly. The attire nowadays is not close to what it used to be during the more dark ages of women's wrestling in WWE. This rule is only applicable in the area known as Carmel by the Sea, which says women are not allowed to wear high heels when appearing inside the ring. The city is not a fan of the fashion, and they have many weird laws. They're not allowed to wear high heels in the ring and may only do so if they get a permit from the city. They have to have their high heels and permits ready and have to go through an inspection.
That's crazy. Yeah, right. No getting pregnant.
In WWE, there was an unwritten rule that plainly discriminated against women. This has changed since, however, it's crazy how long it remained. In WWE, women are not supposed to get pregnant. If they do, they can get released. That's what happened to former WWE star Dawn Marie. This came on top of previously being told her job was not in danger when she first became pregnant. She eventually settled her lawsuit with the company privately. Karma was another wrestler who was released when she got pregnant. While not an official rule, getting pregnant was frowned upon. Now, it's different with Becky Lynch and many more in WWE getting pregnant while working with the company, then coming back to wrestle.
Yeah. Of course, that's their rule.
WWE women often did not have huge segments or appearances. They did not have any planned appearances at the events and still had to be there backstage for the full show. Some of the shows with all the before and after segments can last up to 5 hours. Even if the women were not booked for the shows, they had to turn up there and be there backstage ready to perform, even if they had nothing to do. They had to stay and wait for the event to be completed before they were able to leave. While it did not bother some, for others who have not been booked on WWE TV at all for months on end, it could be a frustrating experience to sit on the shows and get to see others get TV time while they have absolutely nothing for them.
Yeah, that's true. I can understand that.
For WWE women, it used to be a very common occurrence to pose for Hugh Hefner's Playboy magazine. These appearances for wrestlers like Maria Kanellis, Lana, and more even bared it all there, with all of it being advertised by WWE. However, with the company now looking to be more family friendly, they are no longer allowed to appear in the magazine, and there's a ban on them posing naked. On top of that, they are now banned from having any personal tapes and photos available on the internet. In fact, that's often grounds for termination.
Yeah, right.
Was humiliated with her personal pictures and tapes appearing on the internet, she was able to keep her job. Not everyone was that lucky. Isis the Amazon was set to appear on season 3 of NXT. She was going to be the tallest women's wrestler to ever be a part of NXT and had been trained by Jimmy Snuka, though she was replaced by Caitlyn on the show. She was released a few weeks after signing because WWE had found erotic pictures of her that were available online.
That's stupid.
And these were things female wrestlers are not allowed to do. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.
I think some of these rules are like kind of stupid in a way. It's like, I understand you can't wrestle in high heel shoes, so that I can understand, but you had to have a permit to have high heel shoes. That's crazy. And talk about explicit photos can't be and the crazy thing is like with Paige, like she still kept her job, and Lana, had like new photos before she even came to WWE, and also with Charlotte and a few others, they no, they were kind of exposed, although it wasn't leaked by them, but still. Yeah, I just think some of these rules are like kind of garbage, but that's just me. I thought they were going to talk about, more about, the women's wrestling than that, but I thought they would be talking about at least like not today's women's wrestling, but like the Attitude Era women's wrestling. Well, they did talk about a little tiny bit of it, but just not a lot. So I don't know. It's just crazy. Like this video, you give it a like, or check out Wrestling Hub. Um, they talk about wrestling as well, and trying to get to 150 subscribers, so we're close. Hopefully, we can get there. Um, you're new to the channel, please subscribe and comment. We're doing the giveaway, so when we get to 150 not comments, but 150 subscribers, we're gonna be giving away a Iron Hammer Funko Pop. Also, with when we get to 200 subscribers, we're giving away a Brewers mask and a Brewers T-shirt. Um, to enter, all you got to do is subscribe, of course. For those who are new to the channel, thank you and welcome. And comment on this video and other future videos. So, like I said, all this week we're gonna be posting at least one video or more every day for this week. Kind of like the birthday week for me, but anyways, um, also like I said, like the channel if you think I'm doing a good job with what I'm doing with these reactions and reports and things like that. Also check out the past videos on here that we done with like got wrestling action, Milwaukee Bucks content, and like all the funny and crazy good stuff that we have for what we were doing here for the past 12 years. So, without further ado, thank y'all for watching and until the next video.